Welcome, and we are live. Christy, you there?
Hey, Nino, I'm here. How are you?
Pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have basically a public broadcast situation here, a public service announcement, should I say. Christy, give the introduction before we start here. Welcome to everybody on Facebook in particular, the locals, and on YouTube. Go ahead, Christy.
I have been ordered to make this statement begrudgingly, but I am going to say that we are going to have comments and things like that are in no way meant to intimidate, harass, um, bully groups or certain groups of people. And we do believe in free speech. So, we're allowing free speech.
Amen. And we're going to speak on two subjects. We're going to start focusing primarily on my backyard. I think all of us need to do so, right? Know what's happening in your city. Two issues here that have arisen. The first one, of course, or the second one, we'll talk about later about basic tax dollars, what's happening in Midland with our tax money. We'll continue with that later. But I digress. The most important issue that people have had an uprising about is the new basin. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. There we are. Sorry. On the Basin Pride Pink Party. Christy, when you heard about this, knowing what kind of city I live in, you're in Florida, but what do you think about this and what kind of messages were you getting regarding this topic and situation? We are going to open the lines in a minute. Y'all give us a little bit of time. Go ahead, sis.
It just is the same thing that, we see bigger cities fighting to keep out of their cities, away from their kids. I think that it is just awful that children see these posters plastered everywhere, and it's absolutely disgusting, and a shame on any public officials that allow that to happen.
Okay, Christy, and my town is basically a Christian conservative town. Did you think that you would see this happening in my town? I mean, it's popping up across the nation. Go ahead.
You know what? I might get some hate for this comment, but I'm going to just call it a spade a spade. From what I've seen that comes out of Midland, Texas, and this is just an outsider looking in, I have seen a really good group of Christian conservatives. But what I have seen is I have seen a corrupt political scene that happens there. My opinion, like, Midland public officials need to be wiped out and new people voted in, and make sure you know who you're voting for.
Totally agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, what happened here is the Basin Pride event is, I believe it's going to be, what day, sis? The 20th. Wow.
I think, yeah.
I don't want to say anything else. There's a special day after that, someone's birthday, and I'll be quiet. But again, y'all, on the 20th is going to be this event here, open for all ages. And we're going to have someone call in that's basically participating in a counter event, should I say, to basically raise their, voices and lift their voices here in the city, against certain topics that they do not stand for themselves. I'm going to have her on the line here momentarily, y'all. But again, this is from the Basin Pride situation. I will say this, me and my wife were, I would say they had one first in between Midland and Odessa in a little park. Me and my wife were, I guess, alone there, of course, preaching there. And there were no other Christians available. There was one man in the parking lot that came, I believe, from Lubbock. And once he saw my shirt and my banner and my attitude, he said, I'm out of here. He gave us a couple flyers and he left. He stayed in the parking lot. I said, I'm going into that public park and I'm going to preach the gospel and I'm going to, deliver my free speech. And of course, I have pictures on my Facebook. I can't share it here of the tolerance that I received, which was zero. And that was the first event in West Texas. And now they have more pride events happening more and more in the city limits. And again, y'all, this is West Texas. This is a Christian conservative town, and for this to be happening, many are concerned and many are, surprised it's happening, but we've seen it come a mile away. And again, the issue people have is the children that are involved, and we hope that no children are around anything that could be illegal or wrong for them to see, especially at such a certain age of innocence. I say that our children should remain innocent as much as possible. Of course, that's just my personal opinion, but legally, I don't think any children should be subjected to anything that's I don't know how to say here on YouTube. We don't want children to see. Well, not even that. Nothing illegal or nothing pornographic in nature. Okay. And if you see certain events that happen across the nation, it's pretty crazy what happens at these events. Christy, go ahead and give your final summary before I'll go ahead and put on the next Patriot that wanted to call in.
I just don't understand the narrative of what Midland is trying to do with the children. It goes all the way from the library and the file books that are there to these pink parties to taxpayer dollars. Like I've told you this before, Nino. I've said it on other lives. Midland is like its own entity. Like the things that happen out of there, it just is amazing to me.
It sure is. And Christy, right here on the screen, the Unitarian Universalist Church is having a meeting on Monday for, the LGBT community. And I guess this is a church in Midland doing so. It's very interesting. This Basin Pride is basically a page on Facebook that organizes these events. And again, we are concerned about the Basin Pride Pink Party happening on 3211 West Wadley, Midland, Texas. It's going to be $5 for the entrance to the door. It's going to be at I Love My Selfie, and all ages welcomed. So there is the event. And Chrissy, if you have any other words, I'm going to go ahead and plug in Wendy.
No, I think Wendy's going to be able to give a lot more information. She knows more firsthand, but I will be in the comments.
Thank you, Chrissy.
You're welcome.
And with that, y'all, I'm going to patch in an awesome Patriot here that's going to lead a counter demonstration to this. Let's get her on the line here. Hello.
Hello.
Wendy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, sis. You're live across the nation on Nino Radio. Chrissy just gave a quick intro. You want to go ahead and give a quick introduction as to who you are in Midland?
Yeah. Hey. Hello, America. My name is. Oh no, I am called Wendy because that's my sovereign indication. Man. It's not my name. It's who I am. I am Wendy, and I go by Wendy, and I am in Midland. I guess you'd call me a lifelong transplant here. So I've been here since 1988.
Wow.
And I came after college and I've been here since. So, yeah.
Wendy, and real quick, I'll just give a quick background, a quick interview. How was it in 88 compared to 2024? Was it a different landscape as far as the, demographics and the scene in Midland?
Yeah, the demographics were different. The whole town was different because, just developmentally, we were not as busy, or the loop was not constructed yet. It was just the access roads. And so there was, it was fun to go to Lubbock, to go to Target. We didn't have a Target. When you've lived here a long time, you appreciate the good developments that make your life easier, but along with those things encroach the things we probably don't want more of. And there's a wide variety of those, right?
Wendy, I asked my wife this because I told my wife earlier, I said, are we just against everything that this city tries to grow into? Because I don't know about everybody else. They want to build schools and hotels and everything. I'm like, man, I want people to leave. We're overcrowded here in this city. But I just feel like, this town is just, it's overrun. There's a lot of crime. The police don't report the crime, even in the school districts. We're going to start highlighting local issues here on the platform. Yeah. And I think it's apparent that there's a lot of things that get, swept under the rug in this city. And again, I just don't know if we're just old fashioned, if we're just old sore heads like our fellow Stanton, brothers and sisters over there. But what do you think it is? Do you think that, Midlanders like us that have been here for a long time, are we resistant to change? Are we not trying to be progressive? Are we just conservative? Are we just stuck in our ways? Can you give a quick, talk about that before we speak about the pride situation? Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me kind of make two quick points about that. I don't think that you're stuck in your ways. I don't think that we don't want progress. We don't want, but what we do want is to uphold our values. That's the main thing. And let those be the things that go before us, right? When we talk about what we want to see, I'm speaking for you.
Go ahead.
I shouldn't speak for you. But what I have noticed, let me put my observation there. What I have noticed is that the things that have been problems plaguing this town for 30 years or so, and these would be specific to the MISD, other corruption, that's been going on 30 years.
Wow.
Probably longer. And we just haven't noticed it. And it's now coming to the surface, is what I think. So you may not know this about me, but I have taken courses to become a futurist, or to be a futurist.
Okay.
And as a futurist, when I was taking these courses, I was noticing, I'm not in the line of thinking like these people. And so I have decided, or I had determined, that in my futurist type work that I do, individuals, companies, organizations, I want to be considered and have claimed as a conservative futurist. And so what does that mean? Okay, so when we talk about, like, you've probably heard this over your lifetime. People will say, in the future, there's going to be this. In the future, there's going to be that. Well, those were constructed as I continued my futurist training for those 5 courses that I took. I found that they were supported by longtime families that we may not want them predicting our futures. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
That we may not want them to tell us what the futures are. If they're families that are Rothschilds, or I'm trying to think of the other one. That sort of thing. That's one of their tools. Okay, so when they can present these futures to us, this is what you could see in your future. Let's just use bugs. We could see. We're gonna tell you this is your future. You're gonna need to eat bugs for protein. Well, they put that in our brains, and then we give it energy. And then when we give it energy, it starts to create the whole thing, because they are not creators and we are co-creators with God. So that is how powerful our thoughts are. So when we talk about anything that we want, which is just, I want to, find common ground with people and work in love more, like work in love, in a loving place, and say, okay, where are we going to come together, right? You and I right now, we're talking about what would we want in our town? What would we want? And we got to focus on those things equally, if not more, than the things that are wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we get more of what we are about, right? Okay. So anyway, that's, I don't know if that made sense, but that's my little 2 cents about what we would want in our community.
Okay, and real quick, I want to touch on this before we go into this Pride event and the actual counter protest, I would call it. But and citizens are very concerned the mayor's being called. Basically, what are your thoughts? Because of course I'm a Christian. You're a Christian, correct?
Yeah.
And we want to uphold, Christ as best we can, the way a Christian should live life. But we are in America, and not everyone here is a Christian. So how do we, differentiate? How do we put, draw the line, should I say, on, being a Christian and standing for our religious beliefs, but at the same time, not encroaching upon others that may not believe the same thing we do, because we're all Americans. So where do you think that line it should be drawn, or where do you see that? I know it's very polarizing, especially right now with the politic and the political scene. But can you touch on that right quick? As far as, I don't want to sit here and just be Bible thumping on everybody, in my city, even though I love to Bible thump, but you know what I'm trying to say here? Go ahead.
No. We all have, well, not all of us, but, sadly, I think somehow religions were intended to divide us.
Amen. I agree.
And so what I have been thinking of more this last year is universal law, God's law, natural law,
morality,
which would say, you might not want to be doing that. That wouldn't be good for you, right? Or it's kind of funny. We do. I think all beings know what's right and wrong. I really do. I think that we innately know. Why do I have to tell you it's wrong for you to steal that car?
Good point.
You know that, right? I don't have to tell you you shouldn't sleep with your brother's wife, right? I mean, really? We got to say that?
Well,
Uh,
I think nowadays you kind of have to say it or enforce it or
well,
something because,
yeah.
well, anyways, I could go ahead. I digress.
No,
I'm
but I
sorry.
don't know how we got to that, the blurring of
Exactly.
lines of how did we get
Exactly.
there? Yeah, yeah. So I think that as long as we can say that, the Ten Commandments are God laws, right? God's laws. Uh, natural law is natural law, like I should not steal or take from you, right? Or what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. Universal laws, it's kind of it's a thread that's common to us all, is what I'm saying, no matter what I think our religion is, because there are great people who are, Buddhists. We may not, I think there were truths deposited in many religions, and so I really don't, I try to look past the label into
Okay.
the person. Yeah, into the person. So
Okay. All right.
because I know plenty of Christians who don't behave that way. All of us can be not very thoughtful of others and not very, but if you're a Christ bearer, you know it when you see it.
Amen. Okay. So, Wendy, let's get to this situation here with the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
So, when did you come across hearing about this? Is this the first time you heard about the Basin Pride? Because I spoke before I started this segment that we stood against certain situations before. Now they're coming more into the city. Is this the first
Right.
time you've heard about this organization or this kind of campaign they have here?
Well, I know that we had the one you were speaking of before. We had that one was held here that I knew of, and what I do know is that I have watched this take place in public facilities in Austin via alternative media that I follow, and I would watch these concerned parents outside the public libraries, where inside they were doing drag queen story time, right?
Yeah.
That is amazing to me how that evolved. And in fact, I really thought, wow, that's kind of crazy. Like, who would take their kids to that, first of all? And you know, that's like too open-minded to invite in the demonic. I don't know. I mean, it's just like too much. So I think that this was the first time I heard about this today. And I learned about it from the person that runs Nehemiah School of Nehemiah Ministries. We'll call it Nehemiah Ministries. I know there's a full name to it. Eliel Sosa. And he has been, just a fantastic leader of putting us as patriots where it matters, is what I think. And so I do tend to go to things that he flags as alerts for us to pay attention to. So back it up again. Once I learned about the problems with sex trafficking in this community in Odessa, that we are on the thoroughfare of sex trafficking east to west and
True.
north to south, right? So that is what concerns me, that we would be host to potentially endangering children. I mean, we don't know who's going to go to this event. I wouldn't want to say that because this is what you do, you're a bad person. I mean, if that's what you want to do and you're an adult, that's your business. It's a private location.
Okay.
Okay. All of the above. But when it comes to kids, when we won't stand up or speak up peacefully, resisting, making our presence known, then we are complicit. That's just a fact.
What it says here, let me go on and read this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. It says, we are taking a trip to Barbie's dream house over at I Love My Selfie. All
Yeah.
ages are welcomed to come support local talent. Tickets are $5 at the door, and the link is below. And they have this, this picture of, these men in dresses, and it's going to be a pink party. So
Yeah. So you can come and meet them.
So Wendy, the Christians got a hold of you. what's the game plan, and what is the plan of or the call up to action at this point?
Well, I don't know I have no details. Sorry,
Okay.
stuttered. I have no details right now. But what I can do is make them known to you so you can share them with your audience when we do know them. It would be, I don't know what the plan is. Um, I know that, Nehemiah School has been very involved at the library, right? With the
Yes.
books there at the library. So we have several members that have been very integral in those proceedings, we'll call them. So I could see that it's a presence thing mostly. Okay, so we're not, that I know of, we're not going to be demonstrating openly, but I don't know that. And so I think I'll have to just get back with you on the detail. I just know that initially today, it was a kind of a cast the net out and see how many people would be willing.
Wendy, let me ask you, how many people have responded? Have you noticed an uptick, or what's the response from the general public? I know you tagged me, and I'm going to be there. What was the response?
I got no response, but from you. That was my call to action. I don't have a super large audience, but I have a fairly good following of people that I reach, with my posts, and a good sampling. And we have probably, I'll say less than a handful, we'll say a handful of people from the Nehemiah group itself. And hopefully we can get more. They were very active, and also when they were doing the interviews for the new president at Midland College. So there was a few there, and a lot of it is like everything. Is what you make time for. You come for 20 minutes, and be that torchbearer for 20 minutes, rather than be nothing. Because what hangs in the balance? What hangs in the balance when you can have children involved and lure them? Do you know what this reminds me of? Did you ever watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Yeah, that's a creepy part with that.
Right? With the candy, child catcher, right?
Yeah.
And that is what this whole thing, I cannot tell you over and over, that comes to my mind of luring kids in with the Barbie scene, right? Oh yeah, Barbie's fun, cool. Yeah, and while we're at it, let's just, throw this demonic stuff in there that we don't really, I don't care what your religion is, you don't need to be involved in it. But I guess if you want to be, but I guess I shouldn't espouse that for everybody, but if we want to talk about, I think, natural law, God's laws, universal laws, all of that would say that's not normal. That's not normal is what I would say.
Wendy,
if it's not normal, it might not be good for you.
True.
What?
And we can go to the statistics and, the HIV rates and all this, but that's for another time or day, very unhealthy lifestyle. But I will say this, would you be willing to speak with someone once you are up there and just kind of see where their mindset is at, and maybe even go up there and see what's going on to the event?
Go inside, you mean?
I don't know. Just kind of, I just got a feeling, Wendy, I don't know. I just got a feeling that when we show up, it's going to not be a small stir, as the Bible calls it. Would you be willing to have some kind of dialogue back and forth between the Christians and the organizer of the event?
Yeah, I would be willing to just be able to express my opinions of what I would expect to be seen, and that would be an adult only venue. That would be my minimal request, is that you don't invite all ages. It's not Halloween. We're not going to bring kids all up through here and do that. But the location, I guess, lends itself to the selfie thing, so all kinds of ages can go. I don't know. I don't want to drag on the conversation there. Sorry about that.
It's fine. Okay, so Wendy, let's go ahead and go to this call of action.
Yeah.
If anybody's listening across the Permian Basin and even in the nation, what would you say to the Christian that is kind of timid about these kind of things? What would you say to anybody out there that's just listening? Go ahead. Final words, Wendy.
what my final words would be this. You didn't have to be Catholic in order to go pray outside the abortion clinic. You didn't have to be perfect. What you had to be was somebody that was willing to be a face for somebody who could not speak for themselves, maybe even, right?
Yeah.
And so, from that standpoint, it doesn't mean you have to do anything but be present. So, I would encourage you, if you're just feeling like you're on the edge, like, yeah, I really don't want to see this in my town. I don't want to know this stuff is going on. I mean, the lifestyle is the lifestyle they choose, but we don't have to have it thrown in our faces. So if they want to, there's a lot of lifestyle choices that we don't even know about, right? That are not Christian, that are not religious, or that are good or holy at all, that take place, and they take place all around us. So I would invite you, though. We'll shepherd you. We'll just befriend you. We won't make you say or do anything or hold anything. We just want you to be present, because it matters. It matters for our future, because conservatives, believe it or not, conservatives want to expand mankind into all the capabilities that we have, that we've been given by God, our
Amen.
creator. Right.
Amen.
So we want to advance ourselves, but we don't. This is not an advancement. This is not an advancement, in my opinion. So that's me.
Okay. Well, Wendy, thank you for coming on.
All right.
We appreciate your
Talk to you
time,
later.
and we'll see you Saturday.
Okay. See you Saturday. Bye bye. I'll give you the details.
Okay, bye. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Lines are open. I know we had people trying to call in earlier. 432-217-0709. Let me move this down here where you can see it. Again, we are speaking about the Basin Pride event at I Love Selfie. I Help. What's it called? Something selfie. I Love My Selfie, should I say. And it's going to be Saturday at 5 till 10. Now go ahead and make sure everything looks good on this end. If anybody wants to call in and give their opinion on the situation for or against, this day, or even the Christians or the promoters here. Again, 432-217-0709. The lines are open. I know we had people waiting to call in earlier, and there we go. So again, y'all, that was Wendy. There's going to be an organized, counter protest to this situation, and it's going to be here in Midland, off of Wadley. Me and my wife passed by earlier. We know exactly where this is at. This is kind of by, I want to even say, I'm going to say mixed martial arts. I know there's a child center there where kids learn about computers and coding right near there. And we'll just see what happens, y'all. We're going to be there. I'm going to be there reporting, lifting my voice at this event. And again, let's see what ends up happening. Hopefully it's, not many people there at all, to be honest. But then again, who knows at this point. It's from 5 to 10 on Saturday, January 20th, the Basin Pride Pink Party, West Wadley. Of course, there's, I believe, men in dresses there, okay? And it's going to be held by and from the Basin Pride organization, basically the Midland LGB, LMLOP organization here in the city. So again, y'all, 432-217-0709. If you'd like to call in and be on the show and give your opinion, again, we will be there Saturday. Wendy will be, I don't even want to say spearheading. I don't even know. To be honest, I said, sis, what's going on here? She said it just kind of fell in her lap. And of course, Nino America likes to back up the Christians, and that's what we will be doing come Saturday. So again, y'all, the other event they had was at the Midland, not the Rockhound Stadium, at the stadium here in Midland, the baseball stadium. I forgot what it's called off top. And it was pretty packed. I went there and basically I did interviews. One of my buddies went there and started preaching. He was escorted off the property and almost arrested. So I had to have a different plan of action. If you've seen the clips go viral of, me interviewing certain people of that lifestyle, that's what I had to do. I basically went in there and got a perspective from them and gave an interview. And the clips are all over YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And pretty interesting day, to say the least. And we got a call here. Hello, you're on the show.
Hi, this is Mimi, Ballerina's friend.
Oh, Mimi, how's it going? You're on Nino Radio.
It's going good. Yeah, okay, hi.
Hello. Thanks for calling in.
I suppose you heard about the party Saturday night here in Midland.
Yes, it's we have it right now on the screen, the Basin Pink Party. What are your thoughts on it? Go ahead.
My thoughts on it are, it sickens me that this has come to Midland. I'm really disappointed that Midland is having to go through this. And it's put on by Basin Pride or something like that.
Yes.
But also found out that someone else here in the city is helping sponsor it, sort of behind the scenes. Chevron.
And Mimi, I'm going to tell you something real quick. I noticed on the first event that I went to that Chevron was there and they had a booth set up at another Pride event. So you're saying that Chevron is actually sponsoring this event?
Well, that's what Michelle Allen found out that from a source. And yeah, so Chevron's probably trying to get their DEI, diversity, equity points, you know.
Wow.
They get their points from the World Economic Forum, so I'm sure they're just going along with this. So it's very disappointing. A group of us went over and prayed in front of their building, that my selfie place where they're having the party Saturday night. And I'm just hoping that they aren't going to, they said all ages are invited, which that means children. And I'm concerned because that's from Satan. This is all from Satan. This is satanistic behavior. And I hope that they're not going to try to do things with the kids there in front of the kids.
Mimi, are you from Midland?
That's what we're concerned with.
Are you from Midland?
Yeah, I've lived here like 40 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you live here 40 years. Have you ever seen something like this in all your time of being a Midlander?
No. We are in a war against Satan, against the World Economic Forum, Bill Gates. Yeah, they're out to get us. This is just, they're out to separate us and put us against each other. So it's working. I mean, we've got to stand against this kind of stuff. We have to stand against it as a country.
Mimi, are you going to
as Christians?
Mimi, are you going to be there Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to pray.
And Mimi, let me ask you.
Going to be there.
What was the response? Because I know a lot of Christians are in Midland. You know, they're kind of more laid back. They don't really get too much involved as far as these kind of situations. But what was the general response of people in Midland about this?
I don't know, really. I heard that there was some stuff on the Nextdoor app, and people were saying, "Oh, well, they're allowed to do whatever they want," you know. And then if somebody said something against that point, then they kind of jumped on them. But then the whole thing got pulled off of the Nextdoor app.
I heard that
they deleted it.
I heard that they were going back and forth on the Nextdoor app. That's correct, then.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
So,
and
go ahead.
You know, I'm disappointed, Nino, that the churches are not taking a bigger stance against some of the things that are going on in Midland. Well, I mean, we're dealing with the library book situation. Now we've got this.
Mimi.
And it never ends.
Mimi, you hit it on the head, and I kind of laid off of the churches in Midland because I didn't want to keep bashing Christians. I was very adamant saying, why do they have a 501c3, tax exempt status, and they are there not helping the community. We were at the book situation. Only True Light, salute True Light, Pastor Roy was there, but there was over probably 100 churches in Midland, Texas. How come there was no other churches there besides one other church at the book situation? How come the churches are silent when it comes to the missing and exploited women and children when they come up missing, and when people are trying to read perverted books in the public library, give them to children? You got a great point, Mimi. Where are the churches in the city? Go ahead.
Where are they? Where are they? They should be standing in the front of the line, leading their people against this. They're the leaders of the Christian community, and they are nowhere to be found. Only Pastor Roy and his wife Carla are the only ones. And it's I guess Satan has a hold on some of the churches. It's kind of interesting because I heard one person say, well, the ministers, the pastors, they don't like to mix politics and religion. Well, I got a news flash for them. Our country was founded on politics and religion. And it's that you can't separate them. If something is wrong, it's wrong. You know, they came over here to this country for religious freedom. And all the things written in the Constitution they all go back to God and country. And so these people saying, well, we can't mix the two together. That's wrong. It's wrong.
Wow.
It should be mixed together.
Okay. And Mimi, so how many, or you want to tell me the number, but you are sure that people have contacted you and there will be others, like-minded joining us Saturday, correct?
I hope so.
Wow.
We put the word out there to a lot of people. And I really hope that people that are listening to you might find the time to come by. This event goes from 5 till 10. And just come by, and we're just going to be a calm group, but we're going to stand there and pray. These people are condemning themselves to hell, whether they realize it or not. And I feel sorry for them because maybe they're not enlightened. Everybody comes to God in their own way. And I'm really sorry that these people think that this is okay, because it's not okay. It's in the Bible that it's not okay. So I don't know. I'm trying not to be too disappointed in the community, because it makes me very sad that more people aren't willing to step up. Like you said, go to the meetings and say, we don't want this, we don't like this. There is so much going on in this town that people aren't aware of.
Yep.
That it's not.
Age. And of course, they have the rainbow. Interesting. The beer garden. Interesting. They have events for drag bingo. Drag bingo at the Blue Door in Midland. Interesting. That's Wednesday. Thursday, they have a community hike at the Sibley Learning Center. Friday, kickoff party, 21 and older at the Midland Beer Garden. Basin Pride at Noel Heritage Plaza and Park in downtown Odessa, April 1st, April Fool's Day, obviously. April 2nd, annual interfaith service at St. Barnabas Church in Odessa. Interesting. These are the affiliates of this organization. Very interesting. Christy, let me get Christy back on the line real quick, ladies and gentlemen, because she sent me something. I need to find out where she got it from. Oh, and there's the Host Hotel here. This is pretty interesting as well. Let's get over here. Odessa Marriott, where I will not be ever giving my business to. Christy, you there?
Hey, Nino.
Sis, what did you send me this info? I need to find this. Where'd you send me these pictures? Go ahead.
So I Googled, hold on. Hold on, I've got it right here somewhere. Here it is.
I will let me make a statement, Christy. I will never stay at the Odessa Marriott. But go ahead.
It's Pride Center
I'm there.
WT.org. And what I did is I just looked at programs and services, about ways to give and events, and all of those things started like popping up.
Okay. So let's go to, I wanted to show a picture right quick of the Black Lives Matter. Is that in here?
Yep, I got that from there too.
Where at? Do you know?
I'm looking right now. Hold on. I'm looking. Let me get back to.
Oh, I found it. Yeah, they're a Permian basin in which all West Texans feel safe to exist and gather with one another. That's their vision. They are Black Lives Matter supporters. They wear masks. They're maskers. I guess they want to be healthy.
Okay.
Okay.
What I just saw, and then it had the place for corporate sponsorship.
Where's
and
that
all
at?
of that.
Where's the corporate sponsorship?
Yeah, under like the drop down thing, it says ways to give,
Okay.
and then if you scroll, it says to become a corporate sponsor and all that.
What's up, Rancho Villa in the building? Okay, corporate sponsorship. Interesting. I thought they would have their sponsors listed on here.
Look at their host hotel.
I seen that. That's the Marriott in Odessa. I will never stay there. Oh, here's partner affiliates. Mimi said that Chevron is basically a sponsor. That is correct. I seen them at one of the first Basin Pride events. Actually, here's a tent here. That looks like their tent, but I'm not too sure.
Do you know what surprised me the most, Nino?
Go ahead.
If you
go,
go,
Christy, I got it right here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know I'm the pro at that. Business sponsors for Basin Pride. Wow. Sleep In Midland. Central San Vicente. Connection Christian Church. Odessa Episcopal Communities. Odessa Marriott. This is pretty shocking right here, Christy. Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Shell. Chevron, Delic, Citaris USA, and the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. Oh, is Ed in here? Tennessee supporting them. But pretty interesting, Christy. 3 of the biggest oil producers in America are Pride supporters. Basin Pride Center of West Texas. Shell, Chevron, and Delic. They thank you from Basin Pride Centers of West Texas for being a continued supporter and sponsor of the homosexual movement, the LGBTQ plus movement. Christy, go ahead.
So whenever I looked at their board of directors, and I think I sent you that picture, these people are educated people, and that they are, most of them have something to do with, the one is has a master's in education. Another one is an MSW, which is a master's of social work. That's what I tell you. I'm 9 months from getting my master's in social work. These are the people that are educating, and a master's social work is a therapist. So what are they really promoting? Like, it's scary. You see these people that have degrees like that, masters of education, and as the founder of this, it's pretty scary.
I would have to agree. Hold on. And there we go. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Final thoughts.
I don't know, Nino, I've said it a million times. I feel like that I'm kind of just beating a dead horse whenever I say it, but I know that like all cities have these types of things going on, but just because of how much like we've been involved in Midland things going on, and the way that I see things being like hidden from the taxpayers, to missing people, to the way that public officials act, the people that are there that try to get mom and pop businesses shut down, the greed from these oil companies. It just is mind boggling to me, like what you all deal with. And the library, let's not forget the library. Nothing, I don't believe, has still come from anything with the library. And it's just amazing to me the way that the children, are having to witness this like firsthand. I can tell you, I have not seen one thing, and I have a pretty big group book about my community, about almost 22,000 members, and we don't get that kind of information posted. I can't tell you of any kind of event like that coming up in our community.
And you live in Florida. I live in Texas. Shout out West Texas Stacker, y'all. Give him a follow on YouTube. He said, I heard St. Barnabas Church in Odessa did a full-on drag show. Interesting. I would say this, y'all, and I have to be very, cool, calm, collected. And when I speak here, I'm on multiple platforms running the show. And I would just say this. When will Christians have enough? When will Christians speak up? When will Christians say something? You see something, you should say something. Of course, we will be there on the 20th in Midland at I Love Myself Selfie store in Midland. $5 general admission, all ages welcome for a pride event for the children as well. Ladies and gentlemen,
a 13-cent administrative fee. Where'd that come from?
Surprised it's not 660. Never mind. So guys,
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christian, what are you gonna do? I know Saturday is probably your day off. Will you help raise the alarm? Will you go lift your voice at the city gate? Again, it's usually the women, it seems like. No churches, no help from any churches in Midland, as usual. That's pretty much been the norm. Am I right about that real quick, sis? We never get any assistance from any churches. It's pretty interesting.
I would say there's probably only one pastor in your area that I really, really respect. But the other churches, the things that they've said and done, I have never seen one of them go hand in hand with you and try to preach the gospel, and it's because we've talked about it. It's because of them being a 501c3. They can't discriminate on anything. So they just don't preach the Bible, but you better make sure you tithe to them.
Christy, I will say one thing about Elevate Church, and I forgot the pastor's name. Off the top of my head is slipping. I remember he did say that, free speech is for the loudest and basically the dumbest. So I forgot what his actual quote was, kind of degrading people that, lift up their voice. We were going back, not back and forth, but I remember he was not too fond of me. But Elevate Church, of course, I've called them out in the past for not being, assisting anybody in the community when the help is needed. And of course, he was quick to post, besides him wearing his skinny jeans and Jordans, a 56-year-old grandpa, but he was not, on there, promoting anything. But like I said, when he commented and said that free speech.
And his last name, Sheldon.
Oh, yeah. Sheldon Riley. He commented that basically free speech is for the loudest in the room or something to that degree. Basically, really watering down what free speech is and who it's for. And again, that's probably the only comment we've gotten from him since then. And we never see him in the community, Pastor Sheldon Riley. We never see Elevate in the community. We do see the churches give turkeys and, give clothing to the homeless. I think they all do that. But when we see the church stand up in the city against wickedness, when we still see Christians go up and stand up against something, it's easy to stand for something or to, give food and clothing to the homeless. That's easy. I mean, even the wicked can do such an act, but Satan cannot cast out Satan. When will the Christians and the churches in particular take a stand against something in the community? Final words, go ahead.
Nina, So I want to take it even a step further than that. Take Christianity completely out of it.
Yes.
Where is the morality? Where is the wanting your children to be safe? To live in a society that things aren't put into your children's head. You don't even have to be religious to stand up for what's right for children. And we're just not. I just haven't seen a lot of support of some of the bigger churches in Midland that you talked about. Where are the big companies that are standing up for moral and ethic values? Where are they at? Where's Shell for that? Where's Marriott for that? Where are those people? They're not.
Well, they're not standing with us. So who are they standing
Nope.
for? And with that, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end the live. Y'all, thanks everybody watching now and on the repeat. We just want to make this clear. There is a situation happening Saturday at the whatever selfie place. What is it called, sis? I Love My Selfie. It's on 3211 West Wadley. Basically a drag Barbie selfie show. I don't even know what to call it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 to 10, $5 admission with the 13 cents administration fee. Many are concerned that children will be, subjective to things that they should not be see, and there will be a counter protest against this situation there. So with that, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wind this one down. With y'all for joining us again. Like I said, I got to be very mindful of what I say on here. I wish I could say more, but I think that it's pretty easy to see where we stand in this whole situation and with this, in this day and age. And with that, y'all, we're going to end this live. Chrissy, thank you. Wendy, Mimi,
You're
thank you for calling in. Everybody, God bless you. In the name of Christ our Lord, take a stand for something, or fall for anything. We're out of here, y'all. God bless.